Hi, I'm David Byron, President of the Michigan Design Council. I'm here to introduce the 2022 MPrize Challenge topic, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how to think like a designer and what it's like to be a professional. So, the Michigan Design Council is a group of designers here in the state of Michigan that works to celebrate how much talent we have here in this state of Michigan. We have more designers actually than any other state in the country, 4,300 designers. Because I'm in the Motor City, and it's not a surprise that we have a ton of car designers in the Metro Detroit area. But there's designers actually all over the state. We have a huge furniture industry on the west side of Michigan. We have Whirlpool and appliances headquartered in Michigan. There's a lot of health and medical products designed here in the state. So if you take all that together, we actually have more designers than anywhere else in the country. So just to really talk about what is industrial design, it's that intersection of art and technology. So I'm sure most people are familiar with engineering, and engineering is absolutely vital, and we work with engineers all the time. And engineering looks at the functionality of how you get a solution to market. Industrial design, though, takes that fine art side, that emotional perspective of how you should feel when you're interacting with a product, what it should look like, what kind of emotions are created as you see a product, and takes that with engineering and combines that together to design solutions, experiences, and products. So the Michigan Design Prize was created to introduce this to K through 12 students. I know when I was a kid, I really didn't even know what industrial design was. I didn't find out about it until I was almost done with high school and applying for colleges. So we're hoping here that students, you are participating in the M Prize and learning about design because it's an awesome career opportunity. And for the teachers here watching this video, part of the M Prize's real value is that the finalists that are selected each year get to meet and get mentored by professional designers. We also have a partnership with the College for Creative Studies. This is one of the elite design schools in the entire world, and it's right here in Detroit. I'm an alumni, and I also still teach there, so I have a very close emotional connection to CCS, and I would love for any of the students in Michigan participating in the Enterprise to know about it, learn about it, and find out how they can get into a program like CCS to become a designer. So this year's challenge topic is to design a product to inspire healthy exercise for other K through 12 students. So how do you get motivated to exercise? You can tackle this through outdoor activities. You could look at this from personal, individual sport activities, something you like to do by yourself, whether you're doing it inside or outside. You can look at this from team sports. So if you're into hockey or lacrosse or soccer, you could design better equipment. If you're into home exercise, whether you use something like a Peloton or like the kids in the background photo here are using a step-up box to do different exercises. Any product that motivates you to get active is good for this challenge. And we do want to clarify that there can be a digital element. So if there's an app that goes with it or a screen that's part of the experience, that's okay. But it can't be a digital only experience because at the root of industrial design, there is a physical product being developed. So that has to be the core of the idea. And then if you want to bring a digital aspect into it, that's okay. So who is a designer? To be honest, anyone who tries to solve a problem by making something better is a designer. And designers learn about people, they learn about their problems, and then they think of an idea and they make a plan. Designers then draw out their idea. So get your pencils, get your markers, and visualize your idea on paper or on a tablet or a drawing tool on an iPad, and then take that idea and then make it. Make it in a prototype, make it with cardboard or a 3D printer, any tool you have available. If you take an idea, you solve a problem, you visualize it to explain the idea, and then you physically make it. That's really embodying what a designer does. So how do you think and act like a designer? What does it really take um, to come up with good solutions? Think about improving the lives of others. So ask yourself questions like, how can you make an experience better or easier or just more enjoyable? You might have a product that you like to use, whether it's skateboarding in your driveway, or this time of year, it's winter right now, snowboarding at Mount Holly or Pine Knob. Those products might be great. You might have a favorite one, but you have an idea of how it could be better. So you could do that for this type of project. Design a new snowboard, or think of a totally different way to go down the mountain. There's skis, and then after skis, you had snowboards were invented, and now there's mini skis. What's the next product to slide down a hill? That would be a great project idea. So don't be afraid to fail. Try your ideas out. Failure really is just a way to learn what maybe could be improved. So if you put an idea down and someone gives you some feedback and you're like, well, I think there's a better way to do that. Sometimes we get stuck on an idea and want to get out our erasers and erase that and redraw it. It's really better just to move on to the next idea. Don't be afraid to give up on that idea and start on something new, or take feedback from others and admit it just didn't work. And it's great if you actually fail, because you're that much closer to a solution that will work. So don't be afraid to fail. Practice is important. Everyone needs to practice to get better. You don't just wake up and you're an amazing artist or an amazing sketcher or amazing at playing an instrument, right? It takes practice, lots of practice. So you can use drawings, you can use computer CAD models, you can take a video to tell a story, create a physical model. Anything you do, keep working at it, keep practicing at it, because one side of it is your mental ability to solve problems, and that's a skill. And the other side is the skills that it takes to actually create the idea, the drawing skills and the building skills and the CAD model skills. So it really takes practice. And hopefully going through an MPrize challenge gets you going, and you can start to realize things that you're really good at and things that need more practice. So I'm going to show you a couple examples here of past finalists so you can get an idea of the collaboration that happens when they mentor with the pros. So this here was a team, high school students, and the topic here was designing a socially safe, socially distanced safe game to play with your friends, and that was last year's topic. And so this finalist team had an idea, and they actually designed a completely new kind of sport game and worked with Josiah Lacola from Sunberg Farrar, which is the design studio that I work at. And so they came up with this game called Crossroads. And so as they collaborated together, they sketched out some ideas, and they actually invented a new sport. And then what you're seeing on screen right now is Josiah's illustration and CAD models and drawings of that final idea. So this is kind of like floor hockey mixed with Foursquare, where you stay in your own square and you have these amazingly cool sticks that are kind of like a net to hit a ball like a tennis racket, and try and score goals kind of like hockey. So they mixed all their ideas together, and then Josiah helped visualize that with the skills that he has to create a professional level looking drawing. Here's another one from Charlie Green. She was working a couple of years ago. This was about how to get local food to people. And she had this idea for a food truck greenhouse. So instead of the food truck just cooking the food and you go up and buy a burrito or a street taco, This food truck would actually be growing the food. So it's got solar panels on the roof and actually growing fresh vegetables inside because there's communities in Michigan that just don't have access to fresh produce. So her idea was, well, I'm going to grow it and I'm going to bring it to you. So she was actually my finalist that I collaborated with. And we got together and we kind of figured out what that idea was. She had a couple sketches. And then I created these renderings here to take that idea and articulate it, showing the plants inside the truck, showing where a customer can come up and make their order. And then one of her really cool ideas was that this would be all grown through hydroponics. So there's a hydroponic fish tank in the bottom that would be the water source, and nutrients would be in the water to help grow those plants. So we called it Go Garden. So if you're a finalist and you're selected, you'll get a chance to work with a designer and take your idea that you're going to submit and take it to the next level. So being a professional designer, I just want to kind of give you an insight on how to do that, how to get there. So when I was a little kid, I was always creative. There I was playing with my Legos. I'm sure a lot of you that are watching this, you've played with Legos as a kid. And I wanted to be a car designer. And so I said, well, what schools, what colleges out there would get me to that career goal? That's where I found out about CCS. And there's a photo of me, my senior year of college, and I was showing a prototype that I had designed and built that prototype, and I'm showing it to people from General Motors there. And so I got into the car industry, and I was lead designer at Saleen after working a couple of years at GM. And when I was at Saleen, I had the chance to design a supercar. It was like the dream job. I got to draw it and then take my drawing into computer design. And then from the computer design, we fabricated a prototype, and then that prototype went to the auto show. So it was an amazing dream come true to have this sports car at the auto show that I actually created on paper and brought it all the way to a real physical vehicle. I also had the chance, though, to design some sports equipment, and I worked at Warrior, which is a brand that does hockey and lacrosse equipment. And this was a helmet that I worked on and designed, and it was really exciting because I got to go down to what then was Joe Louis Arena, where the Red Wings play, and Henrik Zetterberg used to be the captain of the Red Wings, and I got to fit him with his own custom helmet, and he played with it in games. And if you watch hockey right now, there's still players wearing this helmet. And I'm now at a design firm that designs everything. And I've had the chance to work on things like coffee makers. This is a coffee maker for Kenmore Elite, and worked on this. So there's a photo of the real coffee maker that you might still be able to purchase online on the left, and then on the right is actually a CAD rendering. So it's a computer model and then a virtual rendering of what it would look like. And I still get to work on cars, and some of them are really cool cars. Like this one, this is a car with legs. It's actually a robotic vehicle. And here it is in a search and rescue scenario. Because you might ask yourself, why would you need a car that can walk? And in search and rescue, ambulances, they get up to the debris and they can't actually get to a person that might be trapped in an earthquake or a tsunami disaster zone. So our idea was to take something with the technology of robotic legs and allow an ambulance to actually climb over the debris and get right to the person who needs help. Get them on a stretcher, get them inside, and then climb over the debris and drive to the hospital. So I really want to encourage you guys to have fun with the MPrize. You can look at the website, look at other examples, look at winners from the past. You are not judged on the quality of the drawings. You're judged on the quality of your idea. So think about how to motivate people to exercise through a new product. There's so many ways to approach this. Take this as a class activity. You could just do this as a small 1-hour activity in your classroom, or you can make this a large full-day event or an entire semester activity. So if you have any questions, reach out to us at the Michigan Design Council, and good luck to all the entries.